There is a poison you take almost every day without realizing it. It has no taste, it makes no sound, and yet it is capable of ruining the best day of your life in 3 seconds. It is comparison. You wake up calm, satisfied with what you have, and suddenly you see the neighbor's new car, a colleague's promotion, someone's perfect vacation on a screen, and something twists inside. Nothing in your life has changed, but suddenly everything seems too little. That is the trap. Comparison does not take anything real from you. It steals your gaze. And its dark sister, envy, does the rest, corroding you in silence while you smile on the outside. The Stoics knew this poison well. Seneca wrote that a man will never be happy if he is tormented by the greater happiness of another. And they also left us the antidote, written step by step. In this video, you will discover 7 Stoic truths to stop comparing yourself and kill envy before it kills you. 7 truths to recover your gaze, run your own race, and measure yourself with the only ruler that matters. So get comfortable, breathe deep, and open your mind, because the first truth begins right now. The first truth is that comparison is the silent thief of your joy. It works with cruel precision. You can be satisfied with your house, your job, your body, your entire life, until the exact second you compare it with someone else's. Nothing has changed in what you have, and yet, suddenly, everything seems less. That is the mechanism. Comparison does not take anything real from you. It steals your gaze. It makes you see your life through someone else's life, and by that measure, everything of yours loses. And here is the deadly trap. There will always be someone with more. More money, more success, more talent, more youth, more recognition. Even if you became the second richest man in the world, there would be one ahead of you. And if you were the first, you would fear the one coming behind. The race of comparison has no finish line, and that is why no one wins it. The Stoics saw this 2,000 years ago. Seneca wrote that a man will never be happy if he is tormented by the greater happiness of another. Notice the depth of that phrase. The one who compares does not suffer for what he lacks. He suffers for what someone else has in excess. It is a completely invented pain, manufactured by the mind itself, and yet it hurts as if it were real. The good news is that what your mind manufactures, your mind can stop manufacturing. The joy that comparison steals from you does not need to be found somewhere. It only needs to stop being given away. Today, when you catch yourself comparing yourself with someone, stop and do this exercise. Silently name 3 things in your life that are already good. It is not a sentimental trick. It is giving your gaze back to your own life, which is the only place where joy can live. The second truth is hard to hear. Envy is a confession. Every time you envy someone, you are admitting to yourself that you consider yourself inferior. Think about it coldly. No one envies what he already has or what he feels capable of achieving. Envy only appears when you believe someone else has something you cannot reach. In other words, before it hurts you, envy has already declared you defeated. That is why the Stoics considered it one of the most poisonous passions. It does not harm the envied, who does not even know about it. It harms only the one who feels it, corroding him inside while he smiles on the outside. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, reminded himself that wasting time thinking about what others do, have, or say is stealing it from the only useful thing, what you do yourself. Envy is exactly that, diverted attention. Every minute you spend watching someone else's life is a minute your own life passes without being lived. And there is something more. Envy turns you into an involuntary disciple of the wrong person. By envying, you accept that his life is the measure of success, that his path is the right one, that his prizes are the ones that count. You hand him, without him even asking, the authority to define what your existence is worth. A Stoic hands that authority to no one. The only judge of your life is you, with your reason and your values. Today, when you feel that sting of envy, do not hide it, and do not be ashamed of it. Use it. Ask yourself what it is pointing at. If it points at something you truly want, work for it. And if it points at something you do not really need, release it. Unexamined envy poisons you. Examined, it becomes information. The third truth is that every life is a different race, with a different start, a different course, and a different finish line. Comparing yourself with someone else is like a marathon runner getting frustrated because a sprinter is faster. They are not running the same event. The comparison makes no sense. You were born into a specific family, with a specific body, specific circumstances, wounds and gifts that no one else has. The man you compare yourself with started on another starting line, with another wind for or against him, and he runs toward a finish line that is probably not even yours. Comparing yourself with him is not measuring anything. It is mixing two stories that cannot be mixed. The Stoics taught that every man is given a role, like an actor in a play. Epictetus said your task is not to choose the role, but to play it well. The actor who plays a soldier does not envy the one who plays a king, because he understands that greatness is not in the role, it is in how it is played. There are humble lives performed with a dignity worth an empire, and golden lives wasted without honor. When you accept that your race is yours alone, something liberating happens. You stop running while looking sideways. And the runner who looks sideways does not just lose speed, he stumbles. All the energy you spent watching others becomes available again for the only thing you can improve, your next step. Today, write in one sentence what your race is, what you are building, in your specific life, with your specific circumstances. Knowing it clearly is the best antidote, because the one who knows where he is running does not need to watch anyone else's track. The fourth truth is that there is only one legitimate comparison, a single one that makes you grow instead of embittering you. Comparing yourself with who you were yesterday. That is the only rival who runs exactly your same race, with your same circumstances, your same wounds, and your same resources. Against him, the comparison is fair. And against him, winning depends only on you. The Stoics practice this every night. Seneca tells that, before sleeping, he examined his entire day before himself as before a judge. What did I do well? What did I do badly? Where was I better than yesterday? Or did I trip over the same stone again? He did not compare himself with the richest senators or the most brilliant orators of Rome. He compared himself with the Seneca of the previous morning. That practice turns life into a staircase instead of a cage. When you measure yourself against others, your progress is worth nothing if someone is ahead, and there is always someone ahead. When you measure yourself against your yesterday, every small advance counts. Every day is a possible victory. You ran 1 minute longer. You were a little more patient. You gave in a little less to laziness. You spoke a truth you would have silenced yesterday. That is real progress, tangible, yours. And it has another advantage. It is a rival who knows you without deception. You can impress others with appearances, but the person you were yesterday knows perfectly well whether today you improved or only pretended to. Today, begin the Stoic practice of the nightly review. Before sleeping, ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well today? Or did I fail? And how will I be a little better tomorrow? 5 minutes are enough. The one who compares himself with others competes in an infinite race he cannot win. The one who compares himself with his yesterday wins a little every day. The fifth truth is that you always compare your entire life with someone else's shop window. And that comparison is rigged from the start. You know your complete life, your doubts in the early hours, your bills, your fears, your failures no one saw, your exhaustion. Of the other person's life, you only know what he decides to show. The achievement, the trip, the smile, the carefully chosen moment. You are comparing your entire film, hard scenes included, against someone else's trailer. Of course you lose. Anyone would lose. The Stoics knew this deception long before screens existed. Seneca wrote that the happiness of many men is like their facades, shining marble in front, cracks, and debts behind. In Rome, those who paraded with the most slaves and the most gold were often the ones who owed the most and slept the least. Ostentation, he said, is almost always the costume of a lack. The one who constantly needs to display his happiness is, very often, trying to convince himself. Think about this when you look at someone's perfect life. You are not seeing his life, you are seeing his advertising. Behind every success he shows you there are costs he does not show you, sacrifices, anxieties, tolls you might not be willing to pay. Envying the shop window without knowing the back room is signing a contract without reading the fine print. And there is a Stoic question that dismantles the mirage in 1 second. Would you accept his entire life? Not just his money or his body or his fame, but the whole package, his fears, his marriage, his health, his conscience. Almost no one says yes. Today, when someone's shop window makes you feel small, remember that you are watching the trailer, not the film. And return to the only life you truly know and can improve, yours. The sixth truth is that there is a direct antidote against envy, and it is doing exactly the opposite of what envy asks, celebrating the success of others. It sounds simple, but it is one of the most difficult and transformative practices there is. When someone you know does well, and something twists inside you, you have 2 paths. The first is the natural one, downplaying his merit, finding his flaws, attributing it to luck. That path relieves you for a second and poisons you for years, because it trains your mind to see success as a threat. The second path is the Stoic one, congratulating him sincerely, out loud, in detail, actively rejoicing, even if at first you have to force it. It is not hypocrisy, it is training. Just as a muscle grows with repetition, greatness of spirit grows by practicing it, especially when it is hard. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we should rejoice in the virtues and achievements of those around us, as the hand rejoices in what the eye does, because men were born for one another, like the two rows of teeth. Another man's success takes nothing from you. It is not your defeat. That is the underlying lie of envy, believing life is a cake where his slice reduces yours. But happiness does not work that way. Other people's joy, when you learn to share it, multiplies your own. The envious man can only rejoice in his own successes, which are few. The man who celebrates others has reasons for joy every week, because there is always someone nearby for whom something is going well. Today, choose one person for whom something has gone well, and congratulate them in a concrete and generous way, without buts and without irony. Notice what happens inside you. You have just stolen envy's food. The seventh and final truth is the one that holds up all the others. The only real measure of a man is his character, not his possessions. Every poisoned comparison is born from measuring with the wrong ruler. We measure money, followers, houses, titles, bodies. And with those rulers we will always lose against someone, because they are external measures, and the external was never fully ours. The Stoics proposed changing the ruler. Epictetus said it bluntly: do not take pride in the excellence of a horse you own, because that excellence belongs to the horse, not to you. The same goes for money, fame, and everything fortune lends and fortune takes away. If you measure yourself by what you have, your worth rises and falls like the market, and you live at the mercy of the wind. But if you measure yourself by what you are, by your honesty, your courage, your patience, your justice, your word, then your worth lies in the only place no one can touch. A man can be stripped of his fortune, his health, his freedom, and even his life, but no one can strip him of his integrity unless he surrenders it. And with that ruler, envy loses all its meaning. What does it matter that another man has more money, if the real question is who is more just, more brave, more honest? In that race you compete against no one, because character is not a cake to be divided. It can grow in everyone at once. Marcus Aurelius summed it up like this: the true wealth of a man is the good deeds he has done in his life. Today, ask yourself the question a Stoic used to measure himself with every night. Was I a slightly better person today than yesterday? If the answer is yes, you have won, whatever your neighbor owns. That is the only competition where victory depends entirely on you. These 7 truths form a single road back to your own life. Comparison is the thief of your joy, because there will always be someone with more. Envy is a confession of inferiority that only harms the one who feels it. Your life is a unique race that no one else runs. Your only legitimate rival is who you were yesterday. What you envy in others is a shop window, not their real life. Celebrating the success of others is the antidote that kills envy. And the only measure that matters is your character, not your possessions. You will not recover your gaze in one night, but you can start today. One comparison detected, one sincere congratulation, one review before sleep. If this video has helped you look at your life differently, hit the like button and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom every night. Good night and live well.